Flosstube.
Go read things.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, January 9th. Look at the date.
2023.
2023. Dun, dun, dun. And
What the?
I don't know. How was y'all's week?
Please tell me you had a good week. I need to hear good stories. Comment below good stories, please. Please, I know I'm starting the video this way, but I have had a week where my job is just annoying me. I think it's the fact that I've gone over my tolerance limit, so now everything's really irritating. But my job's starting to drive me nuts. I need good vibes. Please.
Good vibes.
Oh, no.
My week's been pretty alright, even though people have been pretty crummy. It's all good. It's all good.
No.
No, really, it is all good, even if people want to be crapples. Not very much going on this week, though. Kind of a calm after the whole holiday storm. Been a good thing.
This is the week of annoyance every year. Anybody who works a 9 to 5 like me will know this is the first full week back.
See, at the daycare, we were open Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, so I only got one day off. So it was like, pfft.
Oh, I'm not complaining about my fortune. It's not bad. It's just going to be exhausting.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be okay. You'll make it.
Maybe.
I love you.
I love you.
Alright. Well, I suppose we will shout out our commenters, because we don't have really anything to talk about right now.
As she said, boring.
I like boring weeks.
Andrea, a couple times. Susie Scott, Jeep Girl Stitches, Andre, on something.
Andre.
Lynn, Teresa, and North Island Stitcher.
North Island Stitcher. That's Nicole. She is one of my pirates.
By the way, Jeep Girl Stitches. You know, I didn't know you were cross stitching, I thought you would hurt yourself while working on your Jeep.
I don't know if you know what my cousin does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see her cousin. She always comes in. It's like, what happened to your hand? Wrench banged into the side of this or side of that,
Yeah.
or had to get this or had to get that. Y'all are crazy. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but you Jeep people are crazy. Especially if you do the off-roading stuff. Oh, funny story about today?
Oh, funny story about today.
Yeah, I pulled in and somebody had the type of Jeep that I'm thinking about getting.
Okay.
Turns out he was a guest having a conversation about getting us started up for the new system. We desperately need to just get it over with.
Oh, at work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I actually asked him, and he actually told me that it's like, yeah, that's great for transporting equipment, great for other stuff. It's actually a little too smooth of a ride.
Oh.
Like, you have to correct every time you hit a bump.
Oh.
Because it's actually smoother. It'd be smoother in your parents' driveway than it would be on the road.
Okay, then.
It's a Jeep.
It is a Jeep.
Kind of, even the stock models are tuned to go off-road.
Mm-hmm. No, not all of them.
I just want a vehicle so that when the road becomes off-road, I can still get to work.
Yeah, weather around here. It is what it is. So, I would like to mention that Jeep Girl Stitches and North Island Stitchers are both Flosstubers. I know last week I said, hey, if you are one of our viewers and you film Flosstube, drop a comment, let me know. Make sure I know, because some of you guys I don't know. But, I know that they do Flosstube. Jeep Girl Stitches does full coverage, so if you are a full coverage lover, she is all full coverage. North Island Stitcher does a variety of things, much like me. She also includes full coverage. I don't. But she's in New Zealand, and she is phenomenal.
That would explain the name.
Yep, she's a phenomenal stitcher, and She's an awesome person. I've gotten to know her through my pirate. She came to my pirate ship via another group that we were in together, and she's an awesome person. I've got to know her.
I actually want to know. Jeep Girl Stitches, comment below. Or message her, I don't care which. Do you work on your Jeeps?
I think she does.
If so, because in about a year, I'm going to be getting a new vehicle, and I want to get a Jeep, and I'm trying to line up as many Jeep experts as I can, so that when I go to the dealership, I have like a shotgun of experience, and a bazooka of experience, and a 50 cal of experience, so these people can just shut up, show me the vehicle, and I'll call y'all and ask you for help.
Yeah, she, Jeep Girl Stitches lives in Michigan.
Oh, geez, I might just kidnap them and then bring them with me.
Yes. Okay, why don't we move on to whips then?
Okay. Button pressing done.
Whips.
Yay! I hopefully will be getting more stitching done next week, and plans I'll explain why, but busy. I actually rebooted Liberty Angel. This is by Leisure Arts, and do we have a name?
Oh, we might not, because it's Leisure Arts. They didn't always like
Needlework adaptation by Carol Emmer.
Okay, there you go. I have the hiccups. Excuse me.
Oh! I have to share that!
I do that all the time with my sisters. All the time. Right.
I just got this little bit in here.
But you got it restarted.
Yup. I'm actually trying this Laura's way instead of my way. I'm trying new things. Run for your life.
You're trying new things, oh my.
She recommended that maybe I should try starting in the middle and working the way out.
In case your fabric dyer's an idiot and cut it wrong.
Oh, yeah, this is on, I guess you could call it gunmetal black.
It's gunmetal. Yeah, that's what gunmetal is.
No, but it's gunmetal dark. She made it extra dark for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the whole problem I have with the first iteration is it was heirloom, right?
Yes.
And heirloom was, well, way too light.
Mm-hmm.
Because Liberty Angel's, well, an angel.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't, I knew the white was going to be okay. I didn't know they had a beige that almost perfectly matched.
No, you didn't.
Are you ever gonna stop being smug about it? I already apologized. I already said you're right. You're just shooting your prisoner. Like, I'm on my deathbed and she's coming over with a knife going, I told you I was right!
Like the Mexicans did to,
That's an interesting way of starting a conversation.
David Bowie. And I was trying to remember which one it was. David Crockett or David Bowie. I think it was Bowie. During the Alamo.
Okay, then.
History nerd shit. Okay, then. I guess we're gonna go on to my shit. My stuff. Language.
English.
English. No anglais.
Je ne parle pas anglais.
So I started my journey with the Olympics on Shannon Christine Spell.
Oh my god, could you imagine actually trying to participate in the Olympics in that thing?
Oh my god, Lord, no.
Though then again, I can actually see ballroom dancing being an Olympic sport.
It should be an Olympic sport. That stuff is tough. Okay.
Well, figure skating is just basically dancing.
Figure skating is ballroom dancing on blades.
You just made figure skating sound metal.
You're welcome.
Holy crap!
I did the whatever we're calling it to start the Olympics. The trials to start the Olympics for Olympics 1. And then I traveled to, and I should have left this up because I don't remember. Hold please. Okay, so
I hope you didn't want me to pause. I was in the middle of something.
Olympic trials for the first Olympics, which were in Athens, Greece, and I don't remember the year. I did 243 stitches. Traveled to Olympics 2 that were in Paris, France. That was 250 stitches, and then this is also my oldest whip. And that was 200 stitches. That was the January resolutions weekly. So I did a total of 726 stitches. All of it in that skirt. This is on Raven by the Slovak Farm. It's an even weave, 28 count. 28 count. So, there we go. What? No, there's definitely...
No, I know... No, can I finish what I was saying?
What?
I know this came first, but this looks like you took gunmetal and added pink and purple.
Well, that's the way the...
I know, but am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Which actually makes it pretty awesome. Like...
Okay.
I'm going to need some Raven eventually.
Okay.
I want to do those Star Wars ones on it.
Okay.
Because it looks like a night sky.
Okay. So, finished 3 projects in December. Have started 2 projects so far in January. Gonna start 3rd. So, last week wrapped up the 12 Days of Christmas. We did the 12 Days of Christmas mystery box from the Slovak Farm. There are pictures posted of it on my Instagram and in the Facebook group and on my Facebook page. This was the pattern that was a part of it. It is Spirit of Christmas by Sarah from Sister Lou Stitches. The true spirit of Christmas is wrapped in love. And the mystery box was all of the flosses to complete this chart, a bonus gift chart, a piece of fabric, and some other goodies from yours truly. And I started when, the last day was the pattern day. I started it on that day because I thought I needed to, because that sounds like a good thing to do. This needle minder was also part of the box. It says Candy Cane Coffee and Cocoa Shop. I don't know if I can get it up there good. There we go.
What does it say again?
Candy Cane.
Candy Cane Coffee and Cocoa Shop. I've actually seen that drink.
Okay. This I used for... there were 2 Whip of Choice slots on January resolutions, so I used this for both of them, 249 and 218 stitches for 467 total. As you can see, I worked on letters. I feel like this is going to be a relatively quick stitch. What?
Would you actually like to know what that needle minder reminds me of?
What?
I've actually had hot cocoa in coffee, and you stirred it with a candy cane.
Yes.
Making it peppermint mocha.
Coffee.
I personally didn't have any because I don't like mint.
No,
but it seems to make people happy.
It does.
It's also surprising how quickly the candy cane goes away. Look how shot now.
My story about Tim Tam Slams. Next time I get Tim Tams, I'm going to do that. If you know what a Tim Tam Slam is, you know. Okay. So then I decided, then I worked on my... Sal prompt for the Daily 30 Weekly, and this week it was, or last week it was Supernaturals from the Witchy Stitcher. It was last year's Stitch Along. I did 332 stitches, which finished Miss Jen here. This is on a piece of heirloom. I finished the Jen and then did the side border, served the side border.
Can I just ask you a very simple question?
What?
Did you measure that before you cut it? Or is that just longer than it needs to be because that's what size fabric you had?
So it's longer than it needs to be because when she released the cryptids, she gave everybody the pattern dimension size. Everybody stitched their border. And then with the final pattern, she gave like 3 extra creatures that you could have worked across the bottom. Or I don't remember. It was more than 3. But anyway, she gave you enough extra creatures that if you had space on the bottom, you could work it across the bottom. And most people did not have the space for it. So I was like, well, she's not doing that to me with Supernaturals. And she didn't. Because she released something else that was... I don't know. It was some weird Kermit frog thing. I don't know. I didn't like it. I'm not stitching it. But... yeah, it's messed up. But anyways, when I finish Supernaturals, I'm going to do cryptids.
Oh, in case anybody does wonder, I'm not doing a lot of looking at the camera during this section because we have to turn the light up a bit so you can see the projects, and the light hurts my eyes.
Yes, the light is not pleasant. Okay. Next. Whoa. Throwing things, that's what I'm doing. I pulled out Quaker Turtle. Quaker Turtle was used for the monthly letters, the monthly acrostic, the T, because the monthly acrostic is winter snow. So, T, turtle, S, shell. Makes sense. And then also I used it for a weekly prompt, something that you did a new technique with. This is the first time I have stitched something with a variegated single floss. So all these colors are on the same piece of floss. And I actually did the Build a Challenge with this because somebody was asking me about how the Build a Challenge works with Daily 30. So I explained it, and then I did it, since this was the 200 week, it was pretty easy for me to do. I did it so that I could show her what it looked like. And this way, yes. This is on Aquamarine. The color does not love the camera. I did 1,105 stitches on this. So it is this motif here. This is Weeks Dye Works Bethlehem. I've yet to get a camera that kind of really does the thread color justice on that fabric. Let me...
Unfortunately, I don't think we have the money for that kind of good of a camera.
Yeah, let me pull out the thread.
That is an interesting color combo.
It's a very interesting color combination. As you can see, hello, focus, there we go. As you can see, it looks really fabulous. It really does.
I think this will look better in June.
But
when we have the sunlight instead of the artificial one.
I forgot the pattern was face up on that. Yes, it will probably look better when we have natural. It probably will look better in natural sunlight.
Unfortunately, I have this thing called a job. Then the sun sets before when I leave work.
So that was my stitching week. I'm working on my next Olympic travels, which is Paris to St. Louis, which is 875 stitches. I'm almost done with it. And I started it yesterday. I am stitching on something with blocks of color. Because I counted it today after I got home from stitching and went, holy crap! So, that's been my stitching. I have haul, but I left it upstairs. So I'm not going to show it to you this week.
We're moving on to plans. You know, you could have just said nothing and it would have been perfectly
Moving on
fine.
to plans. We're going to change the color of the ring back because it does hurt looking at it.
Maybe.
Plans and announcements.
I'm not getting much stitching done till the weekend because I have the whole campaign I have to do.
For D&D.
Yeah, so I'm getting all of that together tonight and tomorrow and the next day. So I'm not going to have much time for stitching. Like, I wanted to do the daily 30, but this week's just... It'll be a lot easier after this week, but I thought I had several months to get this together until a slot opened up, and then all of a sudden a slot opened up, and everybody's like, "Oh, Joe, we loved your one-shot. You're running your campaign, right?" Yeah, okay. I know, it's just a lot of work to cram into a week.
It is. Yeah. So...
I spent last week trying to figure out the ideas. Now that I finally have them, I got to do the work for it. If you know D&D, you know that it's half coming up with it and half writing it down. What broke now?
What do you call a chicken staring at lettuce?
What?
Chicken Caesar salad. And the person who said that to me is gonna watch this and bust up because I got the ding and I read it.
Okay, aside from dad jokes, what's your plans?
Okay, so I am now traveling to Olympics 3, which is the St. Louis Olympics, and that is 875 stitches. My plan is to focus on the Olympics and then work on the monthly, and then anytime I have left in the week, I will work on the weeklies. With the SAL one being the first one I work on. So, that being said, it's going to take me a lot less time than I thought I was going to be to get to my 875 stitches.
Color blocks are good for that.
Color blocks are great for that. Any of the Olympic travels that is more than 1,000 stitches, I will split it between 2 weeks because you have the whole year to make it through Olympics 34. Yes. So we're going through the Olympics, the next Olympics in Paris, which will be 2024. We're traveling to them as well. So there are several weeks that are over 1,000 stitches. So those weeks will be split into 2 weeks. Because even of those, 30 whatever Olympics, we're missing 3 because there was 3 that were canceled due to World War I and 2 due to World War II. So there's like 30-something Olympics to finish in 52 weeks. So I'm going to spread it out. But there are some that are, there's a couple that are under 100 stitches. So those might get put into 1 week. Either way. That's my focus. And then I'm focusing on the monthly, which will be acrostics all year. I was figuring out how I want to pick my whip for the Olympic travel thing. We have to put at least 100 stitches on each whip every 5 Olympics. We have 5 Olympics. Those are, the 5th Olympic is when you complete that, you check in. The admin that is running it will say, okay, you've earned your gold medal. Congratulations. Now, once you earn your gold medal, if you would like to switch out a whip, you may. If you finish, now obviously if you finish one of your whips, you get to switch it out automatically. But, so you have to put 100 stitches in on each whip for each, somewhere in those 5 Olympics. So I decided that even with the ones that are under 100, you still put 100, even if you put those two together and do that on one whip, you still have, looking at it, you can spread it out. So I decided that in order to decide what whip I was working on for this particular Olympic travel section, I would do the wonderful, oh shoot, it's got loaded, I didn't have it already. I would do the wonderful decision wheel. So I loaded all 4 of my options into the, yes?
I have a 4-sided die that we can use next time.
Okay.
I have 8 4-sided dice.
I thought about using a 4-sided die. I thought about using an 8-sided die.
Got those 2. Let's have a 20-sided die. You can just do blocks of 5 with.
Well, I was going to do 8-sided die 1 through 4, you know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 would be the repeats of 1, 2, 3, and 4. I thought about all that. This is what worked for the moment.
Okay.
So I just spun the wheel. If we do that, I have to assign each one of them a number. If we do the dice, I have to assign each one of them.
So you already have them listed somewhere 1, 2, 3, 4 anyway?
Do on the right on the page. I have them listed on the event.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyways, so I spun the wheel and it spun Raven Queen. That's why I'm getting 875 stitches done in a matter of probably a day and a half. Because I'm at the point where I'm stitching on the castle, which is literally 2 colors. I'm at like 600 and some odd stitches, and I've done 2 colors. I'm starting on the other Raven that's on the other side of her. That's all 1 color. So when I go to do the next Olympic trial next week, or the next Olympic travel next week, I will choose between, it'll be a choice between either a Greyhound year or O Feathers. So that gets me to touch all of them. That gets good progress on all of them. I reserve the right, however, to decide that I want to do it a little.
It's your stuff. You can do whatever you want. The only person that is holding you to any accountability is right here. So why stress?
Okay. I'm not stressing. So what I'm saying is, in the next section, we have 2 50s. We have 2 things that are 50 stitches each. So those will get combined. But then we have one that is, then we have 2 that are over 1,000. I may split those up between 2 whips. If I roll Bell for the 2 50s, I may say, I'm going to pick something else because I would like to put Bell towards a little bit of a higher stitch count. The first one is 150, there's 2 50s, and then there's 2, yeah, there's 2 over 1,000. I may split those up a little bit differently, just for my own personal
sanity
and the fact that I want to see Belle finished. So I may say I reserve the right to hold her until the big ones, and then stitch on her until I'm sick of her for those, and switch something else. Because for the big ones, if you want to split it between multiple whips, as long as you have clear starting and ending points, you can. So I may just do that. The way it's split up, you know, I'm trying to balance it with, you know, keeping everything relatively sane for me to post and stuff, but also, you know, y'all know me. Sometimes I don't like to stick with a project for very long because something in it is tedious, or I get to a good break point, or whatever.
Or you hear one in the bag going, "Stitch me."
Yes. And I am working through my whips as far as the monthly and weeklies. So just as I can fit stuff in to those will work. The weeklies we obviously can do alternative stitches with. So if I decide, if I get to a point where I'm like, I've done enough on the monthlies, I will work on a weekly or something. I'll do that. So, that's where we're at for plans for the week. I'm probably going to repeat this 2 or 3 more times this year. I feel like I need to... I don't know why I feel like I need to explain...
There honestly is not a reason, dear. I love you.
You're right, there's not, because it's not like we get a ton of new viewers that I need to explain this. So I've explained it once, and I probably will not re-explain it next week. I'll try not to.
You're going to forget not to. I love you. Don't worry, I'm going to forget to.
So, that's the plans for the week. I've had a couple people ask, now that we've concluded the 12 days of Christmas Mystery Box, if I'm going to do it or something similar to it next year. If I do it next year, it will probably be the same 12 days of Christmas type of thing. I have yet to decide if I'm going to or not.
We'll talk about that with me after we get done the video, because I have an idea.
Okay. So, I've yet to make the decision. So, that is it for this week. What would we like the people to do?
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy me bobby, the whole YouTube spiel.
Please even give just a little emoji. If you don't have a comment, just a little emoji.
Just say hi.
It lets us know who's watching. You know, you can like a video. YouTube doesn't give me a list of people who've liked the videos. You know, the only way I can see that somebody has enjoyed the video is if they comment on it. So, if you would kindly, please, we would appreciate it. So, have a great week. Get some stitching in. We'll see you all next week.
Bye!